Somebody else sitting there stepping away, though, is Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg, too. Chris, Mark Wahlberg says he's stepping away from acting a little bit. So this came out, actually. He was doing an interview, and he's talking about how he's been working so much, and he has been. Like, you look at Uncharted, you look at him popping up left and right. He's like, hey, say this goat for me. It's going to be so nice. You know, it's been good. It's been good. Go. I love this goat. You know what I mean? It's popping all the time. You know?
Say hello to your mother for me.
So Mark Wahlberg said at 52 years old, he's like, maybe it's time for me to step away a little bit, Chris. Mark and the Funky Bunch. He's been fucking kicking ass for a long time. But let me bring this up for a second, Chris. So Mark was saying that, you know, he has been acting a lot, and he thought that like Tom Cruise was going to step away. He thought like Brad Pitt. He's like, all these people are going to step away eventually, and I'll fall into their spots, and I'll be that person, but they're not retiring. And I always expected that. So he said, I started producing because of that. So he started doing more producing jobs and being acting. But every actor does that. You start as an actor, you find a way to become a producer because you get those back end points, you get that back end money. It's great residuals. And so all of a sudden, like, you're making money off being a producer, making money off being an actor. Sometimes they get involved with writing, get money off of writing. You know what I mean? So it really helps their bank. And he says, I have kids right now, and he's not sure what his kids are going to want to do in their life. He hopes they'll go into acting, but he's like, I don't really see it happening. But if they do, he'll support them. But he said that he sees them going in different directions. So at that point, he wants to spend more time with his kids. So he can't sustain this whole career of working 50 movies a year. Well, it's like 3 or 4, which tallies up for the whole year. You know what I mean? So like, he's like, I'm gonna have to step away. And he says, he's at peace at that. He says, that'll be, he says, here's an actual quote from me. He says, I don't think I'll be acting that much longer at the pace I am right now. Children and his wife, he said, then he went into this whole thing about his children and his wife, like I just said. And then he said, that's for sure, because that's the most difficult thing in that context, was having a family and doing that kind of schedule. So I think, you know, he's been doing it already. You switch to producing. That's what happens. You do less movies, you produce, you act, but don't say like, I'm stepping away from the camera, because you're Mark, and you've made a huge career. And I talked to Chris about this earlier, and Chris and I were saying the same thing, is like, he's already been able to do whatever he wants. Right, Chris? So like, why would you step away? Chris, do you think that he's going to really stop acting, or do you think that this is just like something he's saying right now?
Shut the fuck up. Just, if you want to go away, you're not Michael Caine, by the way.
He's not Michael Caine.
Shit.
So he can just suck a
Kindly
ball.
fuck off.
Yeah.
Just the one.
Suck one ball?
He has been in 45 movies in the last two years, I think.
Damn, Chris.
Is that real?
Hard facts.
No. No, I'm just saying.
He works a lot.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's a great.
Brian with the emojis.
Those are gifts, buddy.
I don't know what that. Who the fuck gifts? I don't care.
Perfect. Look, he knew someone was going to say, like, Rachel's had that before Brian put that video.
That's awesome. That's so awesome.
Cruise control underprint and Sabrina.
If he goes away,
and Michael recreate that shit.
Who cares? He's gonna come back.
Show people, Mike.
Queen Amazonia, like those two Transformers films he was in. That's true. He was good in those.
He's good, but I mean, he's making it a big deal.
He's fine.
He's what?
Oh, the Wahlbergs is not best burger in the world. I'm gonna say not the best burger at all. But no, I like Mark Wahlberg. He's like, it makes me laugh every time. Hey, how's it going? I'm going to go out here and find some fucking squirrels. The squirrels are going to love me so much because I love this squirrels. I'm a scientist. This is Transformers. Optimus Prime loves me because I'm a scientist. I'm going to build some fucking shit for him. I'm going to build this whole thing because I know facts and math and shit. Like, say, I do money for me, all right? You know, I love Mark Wahlberg because he's fucking great. And I think it's awesome. Mike, do you think that his career is really going to go away right now? Or do you think that this is just something he's saying to create more PR buzz so he gets more acting jobs? He can't fucking stop acting.
He famously has like the busiest schedule in Hollywood, right? He's up at like
I think that's Ryan Seacrest.
Okay. No, I mean,
first of all, wait.
What do you got, Chris?
I'm gonna. Ryan, did you just say Ryan, except for Ryan Seacrest?
Busy boy,
I think that's Ryan Seacrest, the busiest person in Hollywood. Because if you think about it, an actor makes a movie for a certain amount of time. Ryan Seacrest every day does a radio show from like 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. and then he hosts everything in the world.
Right, with the radio.
You know, like it's a very rigorous schedule.
I am very sorry. I interrupted. I thought
it was a bad joke you didn't like. It's okay. No worries.
So, Mike, get in there. What do you think, Mike? Do you think that this is?
So you know, he was in People Magazine or whatever. They're saying he's up at 3 o'clock. He's exercising for 4 hours. Then he's doing. He has to head to church for an hour and a half twice a day, every day. Like he's a busy guy. He's diversified like crazy. What I don't blame him for
diversify your portfolio.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, your last name has the word burger in it, so you
there you go, Mike. He's working out.
You need to start a burger restaurant. It is weird to me that he's got the grocery store tie-ins with all the health food supplements, etc., and he's also launching a tequila brand. Like, homeboy's really trying to have his cake and eat it too here. Like, I don't think he really wants to act. I think he wants to be a multinational conglomeration unto himself. And based on like the schedule he keeps, I think he can do it. Like, but yeah, acting takes too long for him. He's just gonna produce and I don't know, maybe direct if he wants to. But it sounds like he wants to have time with his family.
He wants to direct too, Mike. He's actually talking about that, branching into more directing and getting involved behind the camera because he said
he's got so much money. He can start producing, doing the EP role. Like he can make whatever kind of projects that he wants, and it sounds like that's what he wants to do.
And he knows how to tell people that act like, hey, all you gotta do is say you gotta say lines like this and then question it. You'll be fucking fine. And you make a good performance and people love you, you know?
Don't bring it back in the sign off, Sabrina.
I don't know.
Sabrina, what do you think? Do you think that Mark Wahlberg should actually step away from acting, or do you think that his career is so much blossoming right now because everyone's fucking hiring Mark Wahlberg that he should like calm down, take a step back, and actually focus on his acting career?
I thought that there was like Uncharted 2 on the slate. So how are we retiring? I'm just very confused.
Well, he's saying there'd be less jobs, though.
Oh, so he's not retiring. He's just
slowly retiring.
He's letting people know he's going to do less acting. No one cares. We don't need an announcement for that. Just do less acting. How about that? Just do less acting.
And shut the fuck up.
Tom Holland also was like, I am so. This last job is so. I think I'm going to take a break again. Cool. Just do it. Ted was hilarious. Great picture. I think someone said Ted was funny that I glanced out of my left eyeball there. There you go. Racer X, Ted was funny. It was. He had been in actually a lot of good movies. He honestly has. Queen Clem has only brought that up. I'm sorry. Rachel said he's been convicted of crimes twice, and I didn't even know that.
I didn't know
a lot of things happening up here in the chat. I'm sorry. If I look away for 1 second, the chat takes over and I fuck it up. I'm sorry, guys.
Picking up your love, baby.
So Ryan does have a point. Directing is way more work than acting. For acting, you just have to memorize your lines. You don't have to sit around and have 85 production meetings and do location scouts and figure out every angle that you want to shoot. And like it's extensive work, like all the time, and it's continuously evolving. So that's a very good point. And yes, Racer X, they are supposed to make a sequel to Uncharted.
Yep, that's happening.
I think we touched that. Departed, also great film. Absolutely. Ted was great. He has been in a lot of. He was in The Fighter. That was actually a really good movie.
Yes.
I don't know. I feel Boogie Nights, who Racer X, I believe, mentioned earlier. Fucking great.
That was incredible.
Great.
The Happening.
Hey, stop
I'm
it.
going to go talk to this phone in the corner. It's going to be great.
No,
hey,
I can't with
how
that.
you doing?
The Happening
it's
is
very
gonna
nice
fuck
fun.
itself
It doesn't talk to me, but it's very nice. It's very nice. It's very soft.
Okay.
It's plastic.
Brian,
okay.
shut up and drink, bud. Okay? Shut up and drink. Shut up and drink.
I love doing Mark Wahlberg. It's my favorite.
That's a great impression.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite.
He nailed it. He nailed it.
It's one of my favorites. That and freaking Dane Cook is one of my favorites too. But that's
Dane Cook is actually a little bit.
I'm gonna go to the store. The store would be great. It'll be very nice stores. It'll be marble floors. The floors are very marble. They're very nice. They're very soft. I slide across my socks, my white socks. I have gray on the heels of my socks. It's amazing. As I slide across the floor, of course, I just polish it today. Wednesday is a great day to polish the floor.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Very reserved Dane Cook. Usually, you have way more emphasis on the syllables, if you will.
But I'm just saying.
He definitely has had a very good career, and Lexi just asked us to drink. So if everybody could grab their cups and cheers to Lexi.
But of course he can't really retire. But he's talking about his family.
Excuse me.
Cheers to Lexi. Thank you.
Cheers.
Happy fire, everybody. He's talking about his family because his family, of course, is like number one his priority, which is great because a lot of actors forget about their kids a lot of times, forget about their family. All I do is act.
He said it to be
pump it out, Monk.
He said it to be a whiny bitch.
I think so, Chris.
Yep.
I think it's just publicity. Like you talk, it's more, you're like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and then people are talking about you, like we are, and everyone else is talking about him too. Yep. So it's just it actually like makes you more. It's the media trick. Like no publicity is bad publicity. It's like a weird trend of people saying they're retiring.
I can't avoid him. I see his cardboard standee at the grocery store. I'm like, he's jumping out at me when I'm trying to.
Oh my god! Again, no,
with the gift,
no,
Jesus.
Oh, sorry, with the gifts.
There you go, Mike. Dance with Mike. Dance with Mike. Dance.
Does this count?
It counts. It totally counts. You better drink with him and dance with him. Anyways, yeah. So Mark Wahlberg is, he's doing his best to try to prioritize his family, which makes sense to me because honestly, end of the day, it's hard for a lot of actors to do that. They lose themselves to get involved with the career and they just like step away from their family. Their kids get raised by nannies and fucking anybody. And so I think for him, I think it comes down to that he wants to be there in his kids' lives. And he said in this interview too, is like, hey, I don't know what they want to do with their lives. I honestly can't keep doing all these jobs back to back to back and not be there for them. So whatever they want to prioritize, I'm going to change my career to prioritize with them because I love my kids so much. That's really what it comes down to.
But why are you using the word retire?
I know.
So then put your kids in there. He wants your kids he wants the kid to be an actor.
Give him jobs.
And now he's complaining about how...
Pull an Apatow.
Yeah. It's so... I got to take time off. Please.